Something doctors said was impossible happens in my clinic every single day. I'm Dr. William Henderson, and I'm 82 years old. I still see patients every day at my clinic. In my 60 years of caring for senior patients, I've learned something that will shock you. Did you wake up this morning feeling stiff and achy? Do your knees hurt? Making you think, my body just isn't what it used to be? 20 years ago, I felt exactly the same way. Every morning felt heavy, and I honestly thought, I'm really getting old now. But 3 months ago, something remarkable happened. 79-year-old James Wilson walked into my Seattle office without his walker, smiling from ear to ear. For 20 years, he'd given up his beloved woodworking because of severe back pain. But that day, he told me something incredible. Dr. Henderson, I just finished building a rocking chair. The secret was surprisingly simple. Just 10 minutes a day caring for 5 specific parts of his body that most of us completely ignore. No expensive medications, no complicated exercises, just gentle daily care for 5 key areas of our body that hold the power to transform how we feel. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to eliminate that morning stiffness and live with a light, energetic body all day long. Most importantly, you'll discover that age really is just a number, and it's never too late to prove it. I share proven health wisdom every week to help seniors live their absolute best years. Please subscribe so I can reach more people who desperately need this information. Now, let me show you where aging actually begins. And it's a part of your body you use every single day, but probably never think about taking care of. The first area is your feet. And if you're thinking, feet? That's not where I feel old. You're about to have your mind completely changed. Most people believe aging starts in the heart, the brain, or maybe the bones. But here's what 60 years of medicine taught me: aging starts from the ground up. Your feet aren't just what you walk on, they're your body's electrical control panel. Right now, as you're watching this, your feet are working harder than you realize. They're not just supporting your weight, they're constantly sending signals to every major organ in your body through thousands of nerve connections. When your feet aren't healthy, those signals get scrambled, and your whole body pays the price. Think of your feet like the foundation of a house. When the foundation cracks, everything above it starts to shift and break down. But when the foundation is solid, the entire structure stays strong for decades. Let me tell you about Stacy. Margaret, a 74-year-old who came to see me last year. She could barely walk to her mailbox and was convinced her walking days were over. Her legs felt heavy, her balance was terrible, and she was falling more often. But when I examined her feet, I found the real culprit. Years of neglect had turned them into a source of constant pain signals. Her feet weren't just dirty or calloused. They were literally shouting distress signals to her entire nervous system. I gave Stacy one simple routine. Every evening, give your feet 10 minutes of attention. Soak them in comfortably warm water. Gently massage the soles with your thumbs and carefully dry between each toe. Stacy looked skeptical. That's it? That's going to fix my walking? But here's what most people don't understand. When you soak your feet in warm water, you're not just cleaning them, you're increasing blood flow throughout your entire body. When you massage the soles, you're activating nerve pathways that have been dormant. When you keep them dry, you're preventing infections that silently drain your energy. 3 weeks later, Stacy walked to the grocery store. For the first time in 2 years, your feet have carried you through every step of your life. They've been your faithful servants for 60, 70, maybe 80 years. 10 minutes of evening care isn't just foot maintenance, it's the foundation of feeling young again. And here's the beautiful part: you can do this while watching TV, listening to music, or just unwinding after dinner. It's not exercise, it's not medicine. It's simply giving your hardest working body parts the attention they deserve. But healthy feet are just the beginning. The second area we need to discuss is hidden deep inside your body. And when it's not working right, it affects everything from your energy to your mood. That hidden area is your gut. And here's something that will change how you think about aging forever. Your gut has more control over how you feel than your brain does. Scientists call it your second brain, but I call it your body's power plant. When your power plant shuts down, everything else in your body starts running on empty. You feel tired, foggy, and irritable, and you have no idea why. Here's what most people don't realize: that afternoon fatigue, that morning grogginess, that feeling of being off, it's often not about your age. It's about your gut sending distress signals that your body can't ignore. Think about the last time you had a stomach bug. Remember how exhausted and miserable you felt, even though the problem was just in your stomach? That's your gut, demonstrating its power over your entire system. Most seniors accept digestive problems as inevitable. I can't eat spicy food anymore. My stomach gets upset easier now. I'm always bloated. But what if I told you these aren't signs of getting old? They're signs of a gut that's forgotten how to work properly. Let me share what happened with Robert, a 68-year-old who came to me feeling exhausted despite getting plenty of sleep. 3 different doctors had run tests, blood work, heart function, thyroid levels. Everything came back normal. But Robert felt like he was running on fumes every single day. When I asked about his digestion, the real story emerged. He hadn't felt truly comfortable after a meal in months. His energy would crash every afternoon, and he was reaching for antacids daily. I gave Robert a simple morning routine that takes less time than brushing his teeth. As soon as you wake up, drink a full glass of warm water to wake up your digestive system. Then spend 3 minutes gently massaging your belly in slow clockwise circles. Finally, take 10 deep breaths into your stomach, not just your chest. Robert was doubtful. Doc, how is rubbing my belly going to give me energy? 10 days later, he called me with excitement in his voice. Dr. Henderson, I feel 20 years younger. My energy is back, I'm sleeping better, and my wife says I'm not grumpy anymore. Here's what was happening. The warm water was like turning on the engine of his digestive system. The gentle massage was helping everything move the way nature intended. The deep breathing was reducing the stress that had been keeping his gut tense and unresponsive. Your gut is like the engine of your body. When your engine purrs, everything runs smoothly. When it sputters, everything else struggles too. You can't absorb nutrients properly, your immune system weakens, and even your mood suffers. The beautiful thing is your gut wants to work perfectly. It's designed to work perfectly. Sometimes it just needs a gentle 5-minute wake-up call each morning to remember what it's supposed to do. But even the healthiest gut can't do its job if the third area we need to discuss is tight and restricted. This area literally controls how much life force flows through your body every single day. That area is your shoulders. And here's something most people never realize: when your shoulders are tight, you're literally choking off your body's oxygen supply. Right now, as you're listening to me, I want you to notice something. Where are your shoulders? Are they creeping up toward your ears? Are they rolled forward? If you're like most people over 60, they probably are, and you didn't even know it. Your shoulders aren't just about moving your arms. They're the gateway that controls how deeply you can breathe, how much energy flows to your brain, and whether you feel light or heavy all day long. Here's a simple test. Right now, scrunch your shoulders up to your ears and try to take a deep breath. Difficult, isn't it? Now drop your shoulders completely and breathe again. Feel that difference? That's the difference between living with restricted life force and living with full vitality. Most of us have been carrying decades of stress, worry, and tension right in our shoulders without even knowing it. We hunch over computers, carry heavy bags, worry about our families, and slowly, year by year, our shoulders forget how to relax. Let me tell you what happened with Dorothy, a 71-year-old who came to see me feeling constantly tired and anxious. Her family was healthy, her finances were stable, but she felt heavy and overwhelmed every single day. She couldn't understand why she felt so drained when nothing was really wrong. The moment Dorothy walked into my office, I could see the problem. Her shoulders were practically glued to her ears, creating a wall of tension across her entire upper body. She'd been carrying stress there for so long, she thought that tight, hunched feeling was normal. I asked Dorothy to try something that seemed almost too simple. Every morning, spend just 2 minutes releasing your shoulders. Lift them up to your ears, hold for 3 seconds, then let them completely drop. Do this 5 times. Then roll your shoulders backward in big, slow circles 10 times. Dorothy looked puzzled. Dr. Henderson, I came here feeling exhausted and you want me to move my shoulders? But here's what Dorothy didn't know: when your shoulders are chronically tight, they compress everything underneath them: your rib cage, your breathing muscles, even the blood vessels going to your brain. It's like wearing a tight belt around your chest all day long. 3 weeks later, Dorothy walked back into my office like a different person. She was standing taller, her face looked brighter, and for the first time in months, she was genuinely smiling. I don't know how something so simple changed everything, but I feel like myself again. Think of your shoulders as the valve that controls your body's energy flow. When the valve is closed tight, nothing flows freely. But when you open that valve, everything downstream starts working better. Your breathing deepens. Your brain gets more oxygen, your whole nervous system relaxes. The beautiful thing about shoulder care is you can do it anywhere, anytime. Standing in line at the store? Perfect time for shoulder rolls. Watching the evening news? Lift and drop those shoulders. Even sitting in traffic becomes an opportunity to release tension. But here's what surprised me most about helping thousands of patients with their shoulders: it's not just physical. When your shoulders open up, you literally start seeing the world differently. Instead of looking down at your problems, you start looking up at possibilities. However, even relaxed shoulders won't help you if the fourth area we need to discuss is strained and overworked. This area works every waking moment but rarely gets the rest it desperately needs. That area is your eyes. And here's something that will change how you think about vision forever. Your eyes don't just see, they're muscles that can get stronger or weaker just like any other muscle in your body. At my age, I'm fortunate to still read small print without much trouble. My colleagues half my age are squinting at their screens while I'm reading medical charts clearly. When people ask me about it, I tell them I treat my eyes like the hard-working muscles they are. Most people think vision problems are just part of getting older. My eyes aren't what they used to be. I need stronger glasses every year. Everything looks blurry now. But here's what I've discovered: your eyes don't wear out from age. They wear out from never getting a break. Think about your typical day. You wake up and check your phone. You watch the morning news. You read newspapers or books. You drive while scanning the road constantly. You look at screens, documents, and close-up things from morning until night. When do your eye muscles ever get to truly relax? It's like asking your hand to make a fist all day, every day, for years. Eventually, that hand would forget how to open properly. That's exactly what's happening to your eyes. Here's what most people don't understand about eye strain. When you look at distant objects, you're not working your eyes harder. You're actually letting them rest. When you give your eyes complete darkness, you're giving them the recovery they crave. When you move your eyes in different directions, you're keeping all those tiny muscles flexible. Your eyes are like a camera that's been stuck on one setting for decades. All we need to do is teach them to adjust their focus again the way they were designed to. Let me give you 3 simple ways to give your eyes the relief they're begging for. First, every hour during the day, look out a window at the farthest thing you can see for just 20 seconds. This relaxes all your focusing muscles instantly. It's like stretching after sitting too long. Second, twice a day, cup your warm palms over your closed eyes and rest in that gentle darkness for 1 minute. Your eyes spend all day processing bright lights and screens. They desperately need this peaceful break. Third, without moving your head, slowly look up, down, left, and right 5 times each. This keeps all the muscles around your eyes flexible and strong, preventing them from getting locked in one position. The wonderful thing about eye care is that it feels good immediately. The moment you cup warm palms over tired eyes, you'll feel instant relief. When you look at something far away after staring at something close, it's like taking a deep breath for your vision. And here's something interesting. When your eyes feel rested and clear, your whole mind feels clearer too. There's a reason we say I see when we understand something. Good vision isn't just about seeing better, it's about thinking better and feeling more alert all day long. But even the clearest, most rested eyes won't help you if the fifth and final area we need to discuss isn't working properly. This area is literally the backbone of everything we've talked about so far. That backbone is your spine. And here's something that will surprise you. Your spine isn't just holding you upright. It's the main communication highway between your brain and every single part of your body. When your spine is flexible and aligned, messages flow freely. Your organs work better, your breathing is deeper, your balance is steady, and you feel confident and strong. But when your spine gets stiff and compressed, it's like putting a kink in a water hose. Everything downstream starts to suffer. Most people accept back problems as inevitable with age. My back's not what it used to be. I can't stand for long anymore. Getting out of bed is getting harder. But here's what I've learned. Your spine doesn't break down from getting older. It breaks down from moving less. Think about how you spend your days. Sitting in chairs, hunched over tables, sleeping on soft surfaces, rarely moving through the full range of motion your spine was designed for. Your spine is like a chain. If you don't move all the links regularly, they start to stick together. Let me tell you about Helen, a 76-year-old who came to see me walking with a cane, hunched forward, taking tiny, careful steps. She told me she hadn't stood up straight in years. Getting out of bed was painful, sitting was uncomfortable, and walking more than a few steps left her exhausted. Helen was convinced this was just what happened when you got old. Doctor Henderson, I'm 76. Isn't this just normal aging? But when I watched her move, I could see her spine had simply forgotten how to work properly. She wasn't bent over because she was old. She was bent over because her spine had been stuck in one position for too long. I gave Helen one gentle movement to do every morning before getting out of bed. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the mattress. Slowly lift your hips off the bed, hold for 5 seconds, then lower back down. Start with just 5 repetitions. Helen looked doubtful. That simple movement is going to help my back, but I explained that this gentle exercise does 3 crucial things. It stretches the tight muscles in front of your hips that pull you forward. It gently strengthens the muscles in your back that hold you upright. And it reminds your spine how to move in its natural curve. 2 weeks later, Helen reported she was getting out of bed easier. 4 weeks later, she was standing noticeably straighter. 6 weeks later, she walked into my office without her cane, tears in her eyes. Dr. Henderson, I feel like I have my dignity back. I can look people in the eye again instead of staring at the ground. Here's what happens when you start caring for your spine again. The spaces between your vertebrae open up, taking pressure off the nerves. Your posture improves naturally, which makes breathing easier and gives you more energy. Most importantly, you start moving with confidence instead of fear. Your spine is like the trunk of a tree. When the trunk is flexible and strong, the whole tree can bend in the wind without breaking. When it's rigid and stiff, even small stresses can cause problems. The beautiful thing about spine care is you can start exactly where you are. If you can only lift your hips an inch, that's perfect. If you can only hold it for 2 seconds instead of 5, that's still progress. Your spine will gradually remember how to move, and each day will feel a little easier. And here's something most doctors won't tell you. Taking care of your spine isn't just about preventing back pain. When your spine is healthy, your whole nervous system works better. You sleep more soundly, your digestion improves, and you even think more clearly. Now we've covered all 5 areas: your feet, your gut, your shoulders, your eyes, and your spine. But here's where the real magic happens. That magic is what happens when these 5 areas start working together. When your feet feel stable, you walk more confidently. When your gut works smoothly, you have energy to care for your shoulders. When your shoulders relax, your eyes feel less strained. When your eyes are rested, you move your spine with more awareness. Everything connects and supports everything else. But I know this might feel overwhelming. 5 different areas, multiple techniques. Where do you even start? Here's my recommendation: pick just one area that speaks to you right now. Maybe it's your feet because they ache when you walk. Maybe it's your gut because you feel sluggish after meals. Maybe it's your shoulders because you feel tense all the time. Start there. Focus on that one area for just 1 week. Once it becomes as natural as brushing your teeth, then add a second area. Build slowly, build consistently. Let me give you a simple daily schedule to make this even easier. Before getting out of bed, lift your hips gently for your spine and massage your belly for your gut. 2 minutes total. During your morning routine, take those 10 deep breaths and drink your warm water. 1 minute. Throughout your day, roll your shoulders whenever you think of it, in line at the store, watching TV, anywhere. 0 extra time. Each evening, give your feet their 10-minute warm soak while you relax. 10 minutes you'd spend sitting anyway. Every hour, look out the window at something far away for 20 seconds. Your eyes will thank you. That's it. Less than 15 minutes of actual focus time spread throughout your day. Remember, these aren't exercises. They're acts of kindness toward the body that's been taking care of you for decades. You're not training for anything, you're simply being gentle with yourself. Here's what I want you to remember most: start small, but start today. Even if you can only manage the foot soak twice this week instead of 7 times, that's still progress. Even if you can only hold your hip lifts for 2 seconds instead of 5, you're still helping your spine remember how to move. The key is consistency, not perfection. Now, if this information has helped you see your body differently, I'd be grateful if you'd subscribe to this channel. Every week I share practical health wisdom like this. Simple, proven methods that work for real people who want to feel their best at any age. 10 minutes a day could give you years of better living. That's not just a promise. That's what I've witnessed hundreds of times in my 60 years of practice. Thank you for spending this time with me, and remember, your best days don't have to be behind you.